welcome to Mel's Simple Meals. Today's video is really special to me. I'm part Hungarian and I'm going to share with you my favorite family recipe of chicken paprikash. My grandfather, who we affectionately call Papa, was very proud of being Hungarian and all the traditions and cuisines that come along with it. And I actually have a book to share with you guys, and it is called The Cuisine of Hungary, and it's so funny because it's really a history book about the different food from Hungary and where it comes from and when it was first introduced. And chicken paprikash is probably the most famous dish, and we're also going to make it with fantastic noodles called galuska. So come on and join me. So chicken paprikash is also called chicken paprika, and here's the ingredients that we're going to be using today. So I have some chicken thighs here. You can also use whole chicken pieces, and we're going to be using an onion, some tomato, some chicken broth. The star of our dish, Hungarian paprika, is actually different than your regular paprika. This is more sweet, and it doesn't have any heat to it, and it is different. Then we also have half and half sour cream, some salt and pepper, and then to make the noodles we're going to use some egg and flour, and then we're also going to be adding some potatoes, carrots, and mushrooms to the dish, and that's not traditional, but why not? The first thing that we want to do is go ahead and plug our Instant Pot in, and then we're going to hit the saute function, and we're going to wait until that is heated up. So I went ahead and I placed the chicken thighs inside of the Instant Pot, and now I'm just going to go ahead and season them with some salt and some pepper, some onion powder, and garlic powder. Then I'm also going to just add some of the Hungarian paprika. I don't know if it's paprika or paprika. I always say paprika. Once the chicken's been going for a little bit, I'm just going to add a whole onion here that I've roughly chopped. So it was really funny reading the Hungarian cuisine book, because they said that onions were first introduced by an Italian princess, and they said that the king was so happy when he first tried an onion that it could have been a real pearl instead of an onion. And from then on, pretty much all Hungarian dishes started with onions. And we're going to add about a cup of chicken broth. And then we're going to go ahead and place the lid on. Going to go ahead and hit pressure cook. Well, first I'm going to press cancel, then pressure cook, and I'm going to do 12 minutes to start with. Make sure my valve is sealed and wait for it to pressurize. It took about 10 minutes to come up to pressure, and then our 12 minutes is up. I just did a pressure release, and I put a towel over it just in case it was kind of splattering a little bit. So that's just a little thing that I like to do. Alright, let's check it out. It smells so good. Our chicken is done. So I'm going to go ahead and take the chicken out and set that aside. I'm going to add 2 heaping tablespoons full of the Hungarian paprika. It was initially the Turkish that brought over the first paprika, is what the theory is. So it's interesting that it's not even a native plant or spice to Hungary, but then it became infused in all the cuisine, and they even have festivals to celebrate paprika. I'm going to add 1 diced tomato. The sauce is one of my favorite parts of this dish, so to make more, I'm going to add the rest of the chicken broth. And I'm just adding my own little variation here by putting some mushrooms and carrots, as well as some sliced potatoes. Just gonna mix that all together. We're going to go ahead and put the lid back on the pressure cooker. We'll go ahead and set it for 4 minutes, and the potatoes and carrots should be fully cooked. Sometimes I do it for 6 minutes, but I find if we're already putting the potatoes into a hot liquid that it's done within 4 minutes. While we're waiting for that sauce to come together, I'm going to go ahead and start a pot of boiling water for our noodles. I'm just going to slowly start to add in 1.5 cups of flour. So I just kind of want to add a little bit and then stir. So I'm kind of doing 1/2 cup at a time, just until a dough starts to come together. So I added about 1.25 cups of the flour and mixed it in. And I really don't want to add too much flour, so I think this is the consistency that I'm looking for. So first you want to go ahead and add about 1 tablespoon of salt to your water. Then what you want to do is you want to dip your spoon into the boiling water and try to bring your dough close to the edge of the bowl. So what you're going to do is you're going to just try to take a little bit of dough at a time and have it drop right into the water. Once that dough is in the water, it's going to sink right to the bottom, if you can see that. And you'll know when they're done as soon as they start to float to the surface. So I had to give them a little nudge off the bottom, but as you can see, these guys are starting to float to the top. So I know that these ones are just about done, and I can start putting in some more. Alright, I went ahead and did a pressure release, and our potatoes and carrots are all cooked. Smells amazing. All I'm going to do is kind of spoon some of this out, and then we're going to thicken up our sauce and put everything together. So I've got 1 tablespoon of flour here, and I'm just going to add 2 tablespoons-ish of sour cream to the flour. And then I'm going to just combine the sour cream and the flour until it's well mixed. And then I'm going to add that right into my sauce here for the Paprikash. And then we're just going to push the saute button and bring that up to a boil in order to thicken it. And I forgot that we added some additional chicken broth, so I went ahead and added some more sour cream, flour, and a little bit of water, and now our sauce has thickened up beautifully. So all we're going to do is add everything back into the pot. Alright, so we've got everything added back together, and I'm just going to let that kind of heat up together so everything can get more flavor. Looks so good. It smells amazing. This is just the pan that I did that I boiled the noodles in. So I just have about 1 tablespoon of butter here, and I'm heating up the pan. I'm gonna take our delicious noodles here. They're just little pillows of goodness. And I'm gonna dump them right back in the pot. And we're just gonna saute them a little bit. Now that we're just about ready to plate this, I'm going to go ahead and add about 2 tablespoons of cream. so excited. It's one of my favorite meals ever, and it doesn't look anything special. Technically it's peasant food, but it's absolutely delicious. Alright, let's dig in. I don't know what to even eat first. You know how you just have certain meals that remind you of family and just so much nostalgia behind it. It's so good. I really hope that you guys try it. The only thing I'm missing is a great piece of bread. Turns out Hungarians love bread. These noodles are somewhat like a gnocchi or a dumpling. I really hope that you give them a try. They're just amazing. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Go ahead and hit like and subscribe.